Shadow Smokers Legion.
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 Shadow Smokers Legion for life.
Shadow Smokers Legion.
Shadow Smokers Legion.
Shadow Smokers Legion.
Shadow Smokers Legion, baby. And for those that you couldn't understand that,
Shadow Smokers Legion.
Hey guys, Tony the SoySauceAssassin. Should have turned on the light in the back, but you know what? It's Friday the 13th. I'm bound to forget something. So yeah, let's turn it on. On. There we go. Anyways, so today, Friday the 13th, did all my chores. Not all my chores. All the chores I plan to do today. Actually, no. All the chores I'm only willing to do today. And now I'm tired. So, I'm up here and Hashimoto is actually also here. I'm just had to turn that screen on. There we go. Bang. Hashimoto.
What's up, everybody?
So, I figure, you know, it's Friday the 13th. Don't go outside. Do some stuff. And just work till you passed out. And, like, you know, if you can't tell, like, I'm freaking rashed up and everything from, like, you know, fixing, like, getting my dog a haircut. So I give my dog a haircut, a shower, nail cut, like the whole nine yard, right? You know, but then throughout the whole ordeal, you gotta deal with dog struggling. Okay, dog struggles like, don't cut my hair, don't do my nails, all that stuff. And now finally I'm done, all beat up, and now I'm gonna smoke something and have a coffee so that I don't pass out immediately. Is that XO right there? What are you smoking, Matt? Oh, hot cake. HVC hot cake. Okay. So, today, yeah, because I was cleaning out stuff, I found one of my old Chinese cigars. Looks like this. Again, this is from Wangguan. And this is called the 3 Absolute. You can cut out 3 Absolute. You can cut out 3 Best. But this is only one cigar. So it's kind of like, huh? One cigar, 3 Best? Yeah. You can look like anything, but, eh? So I'm gonna open this up and see. I actually bought some of these. I don't think I smoke any of these. They are like this. Very Asian. So. It's got some poem on there. Let me see. Words are so tiny. I'm getting old. I can't read this shit.
Martine says it looks like a pregnancy test.
It does, in a way, right? Like this. You know, plus minus. So he talked about like this cigar was made in like in honor of like 3 buildings, like 3 old buildings in Anhui or something like that. So, but you know, I'm not gonna pay too much attention to that because nobody here will have known what it is. Let's talk about the cigar. Very soft, delicate wrapper. It feels like if you touch it too hard, it's gonna crack. It's like one of the, you know, I don't know how to describe it. Silky. It's silky and feels like the wrapper is very thin. Feels like very thin. It's got like a powdery kind of feel to it. Smells very light, almost cigarette like. So it's like a sweet aroma to it with tobacco and maybe a little bit cedar, but it's got that sweetness that reminds me of a cigarette. And when you smell a cigarette, there's like an innate sweetness to it, and it smells like that. I got 2 of these, and this is one of them. So we'll see. If it's not good, I'm not gonna cry over it, you know. Let's see. The cap is so deep. The cap is like 1 finger width. It's really deep, but it's only one. So, ooh, tie draw. Tie draw. Let's cut a little bit more. Usually, second cut is the one I regret. Yeah, you can tell. The problem with tie draws are usually the foot, right? You can see that there's like a whole lump of tobacco sitting there.
Yep.
And that's
Looks
why
tight.
it's tie draw. Yeah. So, see if I can pull some out. Sometimes you could. Because I don't have the perfect draw tool here in front of me. Because whatever. But sometimes you can just kind of get something out of it. Let's see if that works. I got one small piece out of it, and let's see. Still not that good. Let me get something to poke it.
It's pretty sad you gotta
Pokemon.
use the perfect draw.
Huh?
It's pretty sad you gotta use that damn tool, perfect draw.
I don't really like that, you know, because I've had few experience of poking it through and poke right through the center of the cigar, like it came out from the center of the cigar. So I just had to grab some tobacco out at the end. We'll see, right? Grab some. Get a little. Okay, let's see. It's smokable, right? And you know, there's a stem right there. There's a stem right there. Right here, look at that. Beautiful stem. That might do it. That might just do it. There you go, grab some more. You know what? I almost feel like this is not long filler. All the one I can pull out is actually just small pieces. So it's very likely this is actually one of those short fillers cigars. I mean, this wasn't expensive, so. Oh my god. Oh, you're not gonna believe this.
You cracked it. What? Another one?
This is a big one. Look how big this is.
Damn, bro.
And it broke when I was trying to pull it. So there's
There's more in there.
That probably is gotta be a long one. Today's show is brought to you by Bad Cigar. Kind of spicy now that I taste it. All right, let's see
This
if I
hot
can
cake,
find more.
man, it's a little stout sucker.
So yeah, these are definitely, this is definitely short fillers because all the ones I pull out is actually all short fillers. See that?
Oh yeah.
So yeah, the quality is not gonna be that good. I mean, knowing that it's short filler, I'm not gonna, you know, pay too much attention to it anymore. Okay. This one has the flavor of longan. I don't know if anybody know what longan is.
Nope.
You know what? I'm gonna see if there is a way to find English of longan because I know it as longan. Okay. Longan is also known as shit. Longanberry. Oh no, it's not to be confused as longanberry. Okay, literally means dragon eyes in Chinese terms, but it's commonly known as the longan or Democopus longan. It's a berry. All right, it's got seed to it. It's got this flavor. It's hard for me to explain. See if there's any other way to kind of describe this thing. It's a Chinese fruit. And a lot of time we use that as a Chinese herb. All right, we use it as Chinese. We dry it out as a herb. But you know what? I will put pictures up so people know what it is. Save image 1 and save image 2. Okay, so let me show you guys what that looks like. Boom. This is long tree. This is long tree. And this is what it tastes like. It's hard, you know. You can actually buy these in the U.S. I just don't know what's the English name. English name is the same thing as longan. So
They look tiny.
they are like they're round, about a size of like a
pea?
really nice size grape. You know, big size
Oh,
grape.
okay.
It's like that. Outside it's a shell, but it's a really thin shell, and inside it's got fruit and a seed. And because the fruit and the seed looks like this, they describe it as dragon eye. So longan means dragon eye, and that's what it looks like inside.
All right.
And we dry them out to be herbs. Okay, we dry them out to be herb. And when it's herb, we call it differently. We call it 桂圆. See if I can find it. Oh god. So when it dried it out and it become like a raisin like thing, it's totally black or like reddish color. Let me get you another picture. Here we go. Ooh, there we go. It looks like that. So inside is dried. It looks like they will pit it and it become Chinese herb. So we use that to make, you know, soup, make different sweets. That is good for you. And that's
So do you crack that open and eat the inside, or do you eat the whole thing?
No, you only eat the dry part. You don't eat the shell. So usually they pit it. They'll pit it. So it'll look like okay. Like this. Okay. Taking out all the what's with the here we go.
Sorry, man, my dogs will bark.
Okay. It will look like this. So if I don't tell you, you'll think this is raisin.
I don't know. That don't look like no damn raisin to me.
Right? So it's dry, just dried fruit. They have that flavor. So right now, dry draw that specific flavor. Very, very pungent. I can pick it out right away. It's that flavor. No, I wouldn't be surprised. You know, it's a lot of so far all the Chinese cigars I taste has some of those like herb qualities because they might have been planted where they plant those trees and stuff like that. You're gonna get that little bit of aroma. Ooh. It is bitter as hell.
Man, I think you're gonna punt that son of a bitch.
Wow, the amount of bitterness to this. I don't know if any of you tried it before, okay? Back in Asia, when we eat medication, they are in powder form. They're ground up in powder, put in a little sleeve. Okay, so here it goes.
Getting a bunch of grit in your mouth or what?
No, but they powder it. They make it into powder here. You know, over here, they basically take the powder and press it into a pill shape, right?
Right.
In Asia, they would just a piece of square paper, put the powder in there, and then they fold it up. That's one dose.
So it looked like a crack dealer out on the street.
Oh gosh.
I'm just saying. That's what that shit looks like.
Let's see how I can describe it. You know, usually picture is the only way to tell, right? Picture is the best way to tell. So, okay. I'm looking at pictures so that I can show you guys the picture how it looks like. But it's powder form. Before, we don't press it into pill. Like nowadays we do. Back in the day we don't. Okay, so let's see. Here's some example. Black Rifle.
Just
Here's
a
some
shout
example.
out to my Black Rifle coffee drinkers. Red Friday.
Now, you gotta see pills on this side, okay? You gotta see pills. But if you look at the corner, you see back, like they fold it up like origami to the side. You see that? They fold it out to like origami. And that's how it is. But then instead of pills, we put powder in there. Nowadays, everything you press in pills is easier to swallow. But back in the day, it's just powder. Okay?
That's some fancy packaging there, man.
No, it's the cheapest way. It's just paper.
That looks like one of them notes I used to send up to my ex-girlfriends up in the class.
Oh my god. Yeah, as a kid,
it didn't have,
probably everybody in my generation in Taiwan, as a kid, has done this before. Okay, we took a small piece of paper, and we use eraser and just start erasing, so you got pieces of small stuff, and put it in there and try to fold it up like a drug.
Yeah, we've never done that.
Everybody in my time period in Taiwan has done that, because that's how the medication came about. It's kind of fun to fold it. Right? You can literally find how people fold them. But that bitterness tastes just like that. Like, imagine you had to eat Tylenol, all crushed up in powder. You don't get to swallow it. All crushed up in powder and put it in your mouth. That's how it tastes like.
I can't say that I've ever actually tasted Tylenol. Like tasted it.
Like just grind up ibuprofen, 1 pill of ibuprofen into powder and put it in your mouth, and then just there's no way to wash it off right away because it's all over your mouth, so that bitterness goes everywhere. That's how it tastes like. By the way, today I'm falling out with some coffee.
Found this in my garage. I'll give this a shot.
Oh, rain. Sweet as hell, man. That thing is sweet as hell.
I'm gonna try it. It's been sitting in my fridge. I don't know one of my kids brought it home one day, but let's try it out.
That is definitely an energy drink.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Total body fuel.
Hi, John Salas.
Guess we'll find out.
This is really bitter. I don't know why would anybody like this. So bitter.
Man, that drink tastes like a orange or orange. See what you guys have done.
Apple.
Green apple.
Yeah.
Apple Jolly Rancher.
You could snort it. No, see, you definitely don't want to snort those drugs. It actually burns your nose. I have a friend that actually says, I'm going to eat this medication through my nose. Back in the day when we were young. He went to the ER, okay?
Not going to lie, man. Back in the day, we used to take Smarties, crush them up. We would sniff it up. I don't even know where that even came from. That. You ever have those fun dips where you take that little stick and you lick it and you stick it in the...
Pop Rocks?
Yeah. No, not Pop Rocks. Kind of like Pop Rocks, but it's just
well, you dip it into Pop Rocks. It's still just, it pops.
You could do it that way too, yeah, but this one is like...
Just
it's
sweet
like more
powder.
like Kool-Aid. Yeah, and you just lick it off.
What do we call it? Like pixie sticks or something like that?
They had those too, but those were just in the little paper straw.
Yeah,
thing.
and people will snort those. I was like, what? How? That thing will burn the shit out of your nose.
Oh, that shit would F you up. You'd be sneezing and coughing. Oh. Shit we did in the 80s.
Here's the thing though. We talked about how this generation are freaking retarded. Do the Tide Pods, do the 1 spoon cinnamon challenge, do the all that stuff. But at the same time, we kind of did some of our time too. Not enough to kill you, but it wasn't as dumb as the Tide Pod.
We didn't have no damn YouTube to make it so everybody in the world's doing it, and I didn't take laundry detergent and sniff it or put it in my mouth. Could have done that too.
No, that's the thing. Like we kind of know at what level it will kill you. So we'll do the dumb stuff. It will break your leg, break your arm, you know, get sick for a couple of days. But none of those things that, you know, it's like, if you do this, you head into the ER, right? So.
Yeah, we used to jump off our roof onto our trampoline, our decks onto our trampoline, into the swimming pools. I mean, we did all kinds. We should have been dead, to tell you the truth.
If you think about that, right? If you think about it, it's like, wait a minute, we did those?
Yeah, we did all kinds. We used to hold on to the back of cars while we were skateboarding, shit like that. I mean, they didn't even know we were back there. They were hauling ass.
I did that when I was riding bicycle. Just grab onto the bed, the trunk bed, and just.
Yep.
And then when and then you're riding behind it, and then when it decides to take a left turn, you're like, oh shit, let go, let go, because it's gonna run you over.
Yeah.
But yeah, we did our share of dumb stuff in the 80s and the 90s.
For sure.
Especially for me, because I was like a village kid. You know, we have farms and stuff like that. So every kid, the only fun thing we can do is go do dumb stuff. Like, there's no... I think the entire town, we have 4 or 5 people, 4 or 5 kids with video games. Like Nintendo. Okay? Only one kid had a Super Nintendo. Everybody else, Nintendo, okay? And...
Wow. Yeah, I had the Super Nintendo back in the day. I had the little glove.
That was Nintendo. The glove's Nintendo.
Was that Nintendo?
Yeah.
So we had that.
Power glove.
Yeah, the power glove. We had the Duck Dynasty, or not Duck Dynasty. Thinking of Travis right there.
Duck Hunt. Duck Hunt.
The
dog one, right?
Gun. Yeah, we had all kinds
those
of
are
stuff.
Nintendo. So, you know, a lot of us don't have that many games. Once you finish playing game, you're bored, right? And then like the TV only had 3 channels. We only have 3 channels for TV, okay? So you wake up 5 in the morning, you watch your Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, all right?
Right.
And what else that was in the morning? Once in a while you get Looney Tunes in the morning, all right? And then after that, if it's a summer vacation, there's no school, whatever, you just, what you do? You go in the mountains. You go in the mountain, do dumb things, right?
Yeah,
you
you
pick
go
up
outside.
sticks and start beating each other with it. You run down to the farm, see if you can steal a watermelon and run, you know? That's the kind of things we do. And literally we have those, those fake guns that has like a pocket of like powder that pops. So when you pull the trigger, it pops. We play those, you know, chasing each other with it and all that stuff. We will go in the mountain, pick up snakes, eat them, you know, all kind of stuff.
Yeah. Hope you would catch my ass catching those snakes. Shit. I'm running.
You can only play a video game for so long and you get bored. And then there's only so many TV shows you can do. So
we have Nintendo, but I mean, we didn't spend a lot of time inside. We would rather be outside.
The thing is, Nintendo, like at the time, every kid probably get like for some reason Asia we do the like one cartridge with like 25 games or like 51 games or something like that. Then when you grow up, you realize it's actually 10 games, 5 times. Right? And it's a really simple game. They're really simple game. So like eventually you get bored and you just want to do something else. So we end up just doing the dumb stuff, jumping off, get to the roof and jump across the house to house, because at the time we were like those like really old roof that's made out of ceramic tiles.
Oh yeah.
Like those things that if you step on it, break.
Oh yeah. Yep. California's got those, and Arizona I think has a lot of that. Keep the heat out.
Yeah, so we literally, the kids were just getting in trouble for jumping around roofs. We're like ninjas, jumping roof to roof. I've seen one kid fall through the roof one time because, you know, that place just doesn't have any more. You just step down, you go all the way in there. So, but yeah, that was what we do for fun. Literally, we didn't know what danger is. I mean, we're like 3 floor high, 4 floor high on the roof, jumping across the roof without knowing that could have killed us if we fall off.
Yep.
We never thought of that. So, you know, we're just doing dumb stuff.
Oh yeah, we did all kinds of dumb stuff as kids. That's for sure. Times were different though. I mean, we used to be able to ride in the back of a pickup truck, you know, without.
I still see people ride in the back of the pickup trucks.
You don't see it like you used to, though. I mean, it's against the law unless you got seatbelts now.
No, majority of the contractors here for the amigos and stuff like that, they sit in the back of the truck over here all the time.
Oh wow. Yeah, I know they wouldn't let that pass here. They'll nail you for that.
I mean, if you're a police officer, do you want to nail someone that does contractor jobs over here? Because they, you might not. You might go home one day and find all the leaves in front of the front yard. The other day, me and my wife was talking about it. I was like, had we know how much things cost when we were young, we would have kept a lot of shit that we picked up.
Oh, for sure.
For like not being like a hoarder or anything, but like you realize one thing: rocks cost a lot of money. Rocks cost a lot of money.
And I don't get that because there's a rock store over here by my tattoo shop, and there's people in there left and right. I mean, from young kids to old people, and I'm like, what the hell's up with this rock shop, man? Are they dealing drugs out of there or what? Because it's the weirdest shit ever. I don't understand it. Rocks.
Martin, do the job, man. Martin, since you're in the chat room, get it done.
What's that?
We got trolls.
Oh.
But yeah, you go in there, like for example, you want to get some pebbles for the lawn, for the little flower bed or something like that. They count by the weight, and the rock costs like by the weight. So how much it costs? Like my wife's like, how we know how much rocks cost nowadays? I will have kept all the rocks I picked up.
You're talking like yard rocks. Okay, yeah. I'm talking like little rocks. I don't know what these people are buying. But...
Yeah, it has to be those. I mean, anything else out there kind of rocks is not legal. So.
Right. Well, they're buying like these rocks that are supposed to give you like energy and all this bullshit.
Oh, you mean crystals? Crystal rocks.
It's called the Rock Shop, so I don't know, man. It should be called the Crystal Shop then, not Rock Shop.
No, they're not supposed to call it, because like they don't want to get sued by Swarovskis. Swarovski is the only certified crystal, so.
Oh shit.
But yeah, I mean, when I'm talking about rocks, I'm talking about construction rocks. I'm not talking about crystals. I mean, it's really funny because people think crystal give energy, but it's placebo effect. Really, if anything, crystal got radiation. So, got crystal, you know why you got cancer.
Yeah.
Nowadays, most of our crystals are man-made anyway, so.
Yeah.
I don't know. A lot of things. Wood, trees, flower. You never think about it when you're young. You're like, whatever. You step on somebody's like flower bed. You're like, no big deal. You went over. Maybe you're skateboarding and all of a sudden that you ran over somebody's front lawn and then just peel a layer of like grass off. You're like, no big deal. And the owner comes out, it's like, shit, I'm just gonna pay another $500 to fix that shit.
Yep. Now you know why you got those grumpy old guys going, get off my lawn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. Now I know because I'm like, don't ride your bike over my lawn, goddammit.
That's the problem. That's the problem. Like, you don't know until you actually had to pay for it. Like, you don't realize how much thing costs until you had to pay for it. When you're young, you don't think about it. You don't think about t-shirt. You don't think about, when you go out with the parent, you're like, I want that. I want this. I want that. I want those, everything. And you're like, what's the big deal? It's $5, right? But now that you're like an adult, you're like, $5. Holy shit, this thing costs $5? Really?
Right. Well, $5 even back in the 80s, it was like a lot more than it is today. It was a lot more. Back in, you think about it, you were like, oh man, I want a pair of them Nikes, and it's like $100. Even then, you're like, damn, that was a lot of money. Now they're like $200. You're like, shit.
Yeah.
I ain't buying no damn Nikes.
I literally bought another pair of Nike for $220 just about 2 or 3 days ago.
Man.
And it was funny because I was like in front of my sofa, I wasn't doing anything, right? And all of a sudden it pops up, it says Air Jordan 25th anniversary drops now. I was like, whatever, I don't really care, I'm like, by the time I click in there, it will be sold out, because how fast they sold out, right? Let's
Right.
click, and then he said, "You got it." I was what? Really? Like my wife was like, "You don't even wear tall tops because that's it's like a tall Jordan. It's
Right.
not. I usually
High
buy
tops.
Lowe's, and that's a tall one." And I was like, "I don't care. No, I clicked on it, so whatever. I bought it."
Yep. I mean, I could see, like I would buy shoes more nowadays for, it's got to be more practical for me. Like I don't use Jordans or anything like that. I mean, they're fashionable. Don't get me wrong, but I don't wear them.
Jordan is
I've
probably
never-
horrible for walking. Like if you try to walk, don't wear Jordan. It'll kill your foot.
I've never even owned a pair of Jordans. I've had Nike galore, but never a pair of Jordans. I use a lot of shoes for working out and stuff like that.
To be really honest, I think like something like Reebok or what's the other brand? Reebok and ASIC or New Balance. Those are actually good shoes for like workout and actually walking. Anything else like Jordans, like even Adidas will kill. Every pair of Adidas I wear gives me blister. Every single pair.
But all them damn shoes by like New Balance and Asics and stuff, they look like old man shoes. Like
What?
They're just ugly.
It's function over fashion.
Yeah, but I ain't trying to look like some old ass dude in the gym either.
That's the thing, you want function or you want fashion, right? Fashion, like just like women wear high heel, it looks good, breaks their
Right.
ankles,
Right.
so
Bad on their backs.
right, it's just whatever, they had to put things to in a certain shape that makes it look good, but because it's a certain shape, it's less functional. I know that Jordan was wearing Jordan 1 on one of his games. He was bleeding through that game. It was a brand new pair. He was bleeding. So
Yeah, I
come on,
remember that.
a basketball shoe, play basketball, you're bleeding.
Right.
So
I just wanna
Jordan is
do
not
this.
the best to walk, but it's good to collect. I don't know. It feel like good to have kind of thing. I mean, I just get so used to it, because back in the days, my friend used to be a big shoe person, right? And then he will actually skip class just to buy a pair of Jordans, right? So, I got used to, it's just like, hey, you want to go buy shoes? Okay, let's go buy shoes and just buy shoes, right? I guess this point was like, I start to have those anxieties. It's like, I like this pair of shoes so much that when this broke, I'm not going to have another pair. So I'm depending on the re-release. So every time it re-releases, I buy another pair. And I end up with, collecting it.
God. I mean, I'm that way with certain things, not shoes by far. But
Granted that by the time I wear them, it's going to be bad. It's going to be real bad. People don't know this, okay? When you keep a shoe for long time, they disintegrate. They break down. And literally things happen like that, okay? There's a news recently with a woman. She couldn't afford a new Jordan, right? So her son went online and went to one of those like eBay site for China, right? To buy a pair of 11-year-old, I think Jordan 3 or Jordan 4. Now, Jordan 3 and Jordan 4, they have those white bottom. They don't have gel sole. They have solid sole.
right.
The kid weared it. 3 hours later, the school called and says, the parent of this kid come to the school. The kid needs another pair of shoes. He can't walk in this. The whole bottom sole and midsole is completely crumbled into powder.
Oh shit.
Over 3 hours. She
Yeah.
complained, obviously, but that's how it is. Shoes, if you leave it long enough, the moisture leaves it. It pulverizes. So, yeah, you can't wear those if just for collecting purposes for show. Yeah, they can stay there for a long time. But once you put pressure on it, powders.
That's kind of what I think. I don't know what's happening with like all my Nike Airs with all the air pockets. Like they're all, every time I get them within a week, they're popped. And I'm like, what the F,
Well,
man?
they're supposed to pop. They're supposed to pop eventually. But, like, depends what you do.
Not within a,
I mean,
not
what
within a
were you
week,
doing?
it's
Jumping
fine.
off the building? Then, yeah. If you're jumping off the building, they will pop.
just using it for working out and everyday shoes. But man, I got tired of hearing I'm like, what the hell, my damn
When you
bubbles
hear
pop?
that, it doesn't always means pop. It
No, I
also
know,
means
but you would feel it, and then it was all soft.
because like you know a lot of times actually the separation between the air pack and the shoes. So when you separate it, you gotta hear the squeak.
Yeah, and I had a couple pairs that were doing that, and they weren't pop, but it just bothered the shit out of me, man. I'm like, God damn.
But at least the thing that's broken is the air, not your foot. I mean that's the trade-off. You know, you get the air to protect your foot. Your foot will survive, but you know your sanity is not obviously.
All right. Is Martine talking about my dog squeaking that toy? Is that what it says?
Yeah, the dog's killing a squirrel. So yeah, I mean, I feel bad. I feel bad because the woman obviously spent all the money she have saved up for that one pair of used Jordan that last 3 hours.
Ooh.
They explained to him that it's 11-year-old shoe. What were you expecting from an 11-year-old shoes?
Right.
You know, people do buy them, and after they buy them, they will actually bring it to a repair or a refurbisher. They will put new soles on the bottom. But like this one, they didn't know. They just wear it. Luckily, it went on the news. You know what happened when it went on the news?
Got
They
a
give
new
you a
pair.
full refund.
Oh.
So yeah, the lady got a full refund for that. And obviously the kid learned a lesson. I mean, tried to show off and that became the most embarrassing day of his life. But yeah, I just bought that pair. Like this week I bought a lot of shit. And I bought a new TV yesterday.
I saw that.
Yeah, I mean, that was like, my wife was like, the night before, she's like, we need a new TV. Go get a TV. I was like, really? How big TV do you want? She's like, how big TV can we fit here? Because we have one of those nightstand, we had the TV on there. And
Right.
the TV on there was a 1080p, 120 hertz, I think. It's just like it's an old TV. That we remember the one I bought, I replaced it, I put that one in my room. And then she's like, we need a new old TV, new TV. I don't like this TV. And I was like, okay, so, you know, we're gonna buy it. She's like, I don't know, go get something $600 or something like that. I was like, you know how hard it is to buy a $600 TV nowadays? She's like, what do you mean? I was like, well, how big do you want it? She's like, whatever this fits. And she's like, oh, I see a 55-inch. You can put it. You can go get it right now. It's about $500. I was like, that's not 600. She's like, okay, keep looking. But I was like, here's the thing, 55-inch will not fit. The side to side is about 50-inch width, so you can buy a 50-inch TV.
Right.
So she started like, okay, go get it. I was like, nowadays, if you just want a TV to watch TV, $600 can buy you like 5. Right?
Yeah, they got some pretty cheap TVs out there nowadays.
She's like, go buy something that's good, $600. You gotta hit $600. Don't buy anything cheaper. I was like, how the hell am I gonna fit $600? I'm going out of the place. I was like, I can buy a $2,000 TV. That's fine. You know, here's the thing though. Once you go in certain like technology, right? You no longer can find smaller size. I can't find a 50-inch size for that level of TV. Like if I want like, you know, high level, they're like 55 plus, right? You know, in fact, I'm like, why don't I just go get an 8K TV? You know, that makes more sense, like $3,000.
Right.
But the 8K TV starts at 70-inch.
God damn.
You gotta know, you gotta fit 7,000 pixels in there. I mean, 8,000 pixels in there. The TV had to be big enough to fit that many LEDs in there, right? So I went through all the things, and then I was like, you know what? Why don't I just buy it online, you know, and have them shipped to me? She said, no, just replace it for tomorrow. I was like, oh my god, really? All right. So 3 a.m. I'm looking at BestBuy.com, trying to find one that will fit her price range, and that comes down to the Sony. There was a Sony, there was a Samsung, and there was LG. Right. And turns out the LG was most expensive out of all three of them.
Damn.
So I went to buy it, and they were like, this $500 something. I was like, oh my god. My wife wanted $600. You know what? I'm gonna make it $600. I was like, do you have any service or whatever I can buy? And then the total comes to $601.23. I was like, yes, $600 TV. I bought it, brought it home. Yeah, sometimes my wife just have the weirdest requests, but to make her happy, it's just a TV. She's not asking for a world, you know.
Right. I've never had that request where I gotta have a $600 TV.
No, cause like she have this like mental things like, you know, if we buy something cheap, then you know it might break faster or whatever reason. You know, we believe that you get what you pay for, right? You get what you pay for.
Yeah.
So if you get $100 TV, you're gonna have $100 TV's problem. And then she think that, you know, nowadays the good TVs are like $1,000 something, and the cheap TVs are $100. Get in between $600. So you're good. I was like, unfortunately, they don't work that way. You know, especially you're talking to me about like Black Friday time period where everything's on sale. I can't find that price. You know, because the happy median is actually around $450 for that size of TV, for average consumer. So, you know, she's like, you know what? Why don't you just go buy the TV and tell them not to give you the discount? I was like, I wish I could do that. That would make it so much easier. You know, sometimes my wife just doesn't make sense on that. You know, she's the type of people that, you know, let's say if you can buy a pack of cookies, like pack of 5 cookies, and it will cost $5. Let's say it's $5, right? She will say, I wish they just sell one because I only want one. And I was like, that's fine, but what is the difference for them to sell you one cookie at $5 versus 5 cookie at $5? You know, if you don't want it, throw the 4 away. Give someone. She's like, no, I just want one. I'm okay if they want to charge me $5 per cookie.
Damn.
I was like, here, you give me $5. I'll go buy a cookie. I'll give you one.
Right. I'll keep
right?
the rest
She's
downstairs.
that kind of person.
I'll keep the rest downstairs in my smoking lounge.
No, I'll keep the rest until the next time you want another cookie. You can give me another $5. I'll make 25 out of that pack.
Right.
So that's the problem, like the mentality that she have in terms of, you know, buying stuff. You know, she just wants what she wants, right? She doesn't care the price that you're charging. You know, she think that if there's a price they charge, there must be a reason for it. So she just want one cookie because that will keep her from eating more because you only have one, right? She just want one. She want that. So when she says she want a TV about $600, you gotta hit the $600 mark. I don't care how you hit it. Hit the $600 mark. Now I had to explain to her, it's like this TV before it's on sale is $600 something. So we are still at the $600 mark. I just make it so it's $600, but doesn't mean it wasn't.
What if it was like $595.99?
After tax, it's still $600.
Well, okay. Say that was $595 with tax.
Then she will tell me to do something to make it up. Yeah.
Oh my god.
So she's like that. But I don't know. And obviously, being spoiled, she have a different mentality of how much money are, right? When you say $600, she's like, that's like a box or 2 cigars that you buy. What's a big deal, kind of thing, you know? So she wouldn't think about that.
She's got a point there.
Yeah. In fact, I bought a box of the Year of the Ox, so can't complain. I'm waiting for the Placidia one to come out too, where I definitely will try that one too. I don't know. They all want to use Year of the Ox, but you gotta see how they came about, right? You can't just like, I'm gonna release a cigar, nothing to do with Year of the Ox, but I'm gonna call it Year of the Ox. It wouldn't make sense because you had to have something related to it. Hopefully they will have some reason, right? Because for Davidoff, they kind of have this thing going, like the strong cigar, certain sizes, Vitola, and then, you know, something that they don't really release normally. They make their year off. But, you know, I don't know how Placidia is going to do theirs because that would be the first year they came out with the year off. I don't even know why they start with the Ox because the first year of the 12 Zodiac is Rat.
Right.
But they choose to do the year of the Ox. So we'll see. By the way, so now that I'm like halfway through this, well, more than halfway through this thing is like 75% bitter. Maybe 5% that Long Island flavor. And then 20% Connecticut cedary flavor. Very light. Very, very light. And this is definitely short filler because it just keeps falling off. Guess what? I just got an email that says, go buy your limited edition Ear of the Ox. No kidding. The title of the email is Ear of the Ox cigar box. Let me see what they say. They say Ear of the Ox limited edition. And they also released Ear of the Ox cigar ashtray that fits 2 cigars on it. They did that for the years before too. Just fits 1 on each side.
Right.
They had a cutter. They had a lighter. That's weird.
Is it Davidoff?
Mm-hmm. Because this is November 16th. But when I ordered yesterday, it says release date was yesterday. I ordered from Cigar King, by the way, for that. So I don't know.
Huh. How much are they asking for that ashtray and cutter?
I can take a look.
That shit can't be cheap.
I mean, the ashtray are usually $300, $400. So we'll see.
Mm-hmm. Which is insane, man.
I mean, there's a reason for that too. I mean, it's not gonna be a reason that people like to hear, but a lot of times they price things up so that you can be the only one to have it. So they don't want everybody to have it. They want certain people that feel a certain way to have it. So they price things up. Right? Yeah, it's not the best reason. But that's the same thing with any luxury brand. Does it really cost that much to make a freaking slipper?
Right.
Well, a Balenciaga slipper costs $400 when we know it costs about 2 cents to produce that in China. So they just don't want everybody to wear it. There's no price on it. I can't find it. Let me type it in. Yeah. Yeah, the Ox. No, they didn't list it out yet. I guess they don't have it yet.
Before I forget. You don't have to show yours. I know you got yours. I just want to make sure everybody knows.
I have to. Put it out and get something good. Yeah, well, see, that's the thing. Like, I'm already here, so it's like, you know, I will get something good, but I just want to, finish it up. All right, I'm done with that one. You know, gotta try it before you knock it, kind of thing. You know. So, I was talking to my wife about try it before you knock it too, about something that she talked to me yesterday. I can't remember what it is. What did she say about that? She said, I was definitely not trying it because of... Oh, no, she was talking about a movie. She said the next James Bond is got to be a female.
What?
I think it's a black female. And she said, you know, I said, well, then that won't be a James Bond. It will be Jenny Bond.
Yep, Jane
right?
Bond.
And she said, but then it's gotta get a 007 number. I was like, I don't know. I gotta be honest with you, because like, you know, all those people winning probably have like 5,000 meetings about what the next Bond's gonna be, because that's a big money, big franchise.
Oh, yeah.
If they screw one up, they lose a lot of money, because
Yep.
they have so many things that's franchise on the product of 007, so they can't
Yep.
fuck it up, right? So chances are they already went through the story, and it's gonna make sense. It's gonna, you know, be really good for at least 1 or 2 or 3 movies, right? Because this current James Bond has what, 4 movies now.
Yep.
So, you know, it's supposed to be good. So I said, you know, give it a chance. I'll watch it. I might not pay money to go to the theater to watch it, but I will watch it. But before I say she totally sucks, I had to watch it before I can say she totally sucks.
Oh yeah.
You know, so far this James Bond, before he came up to be James Bond, there was a lot of critics too, right? They were like, his natural hair is not the right color. You know, he didn't look like Bond, but he did an absolutely awesome job as a Bond. So,
right, you can't listen to these reviewers.
You know, people's gonna complain. I mean, the next Iron Man is gonna be a female, which follows the comic.
Really?
You know, follows the comic. The comic does have the current Iron Man as a female. So yeah, is it like try to be like PC and we gotta be all inclusive and everything? Yeah, a little bit. But does it bother me? No, so long as that it serves entertainment value. You know,
Right.
if it's entertaining, who cares? Who cares?
Right.
You know. At best, she's gotta be 3 movies. Okay, after 3 movies, you have somebody else. You can complain about her after that, right? So
Right.
it doesn't bother me. It's just movies. It's just movies. I mean, look how many Superman movie we fucked up. How many Spider-Man movie fucked up. How many Batman movie we screwed up. Right? But at the time, it was entertaining. All right, Martin's back. At the time, it was entertaining. It was entertaining to me. I mean, like, Batman Forever has like really, really bad ratings. But at the time, it was entertaining to me. I don't know what Kiss by the Rose has anything to do with Batman. But that song was entertaining too. Right? It was just entertainment value. Entertainment value.
I haven't watched any of those movies.
Really?
Yep. Nope.
No Superman,
It's
no
not in-
Marvels, nothing?
I mean, I've watched the first ones that came out a while ago, but other than that, all these not remakes, but new ones and all that, I'm just not into that stuff. I'm not into Star Trek. I'm not into what's the other one? Not Star Trek. We were just talking about the
Star
other one.
Wars?
Star Wars. Just not into that stuff for some reason.
I'll watch movie for entertainment. You know, it's nice to have something that you can talk about. You know, something you can have communication with. Sit down, somebody talking about movie. Okay, great, we'll talk about it. You know, but obviously I'm not gonna watch every movie. You know, there's still Christmas season. People want to talk about the movie Jingle All the Way. I don't even remember watching Jingle All the Way. So.
Oh, I remember that one. That was good. You know, that was more of a kid movie for Christmas.
If you think about it, I don't know. Some movies just have no reason. It's just for purpose of entertainment. Like the Expendables, they are super no story whatsoever. Right? It's just for you to watch. Right? John Wick. Do you really care about the story? You just want to see him shoot somebody. Right? What else? Well, I want to say Jason Gray.
Bourne.
Jason Bourne. Jason Bourne was it? Jason Bourne. There's a lot of movie that has no reason, no plot. You can watch no plot and sections of the fight. You'll be okay. Right? There was a movie.
I like those Jason Bourne movies. Those are really cool.
It kind of links up a little bit, but kind of disconnects at certain places. So it's like, the whole entire FBI and CIA cannot be one person, Jason Bourne. He's that good.
Right.
Then US is screwed. What if he decides to rebel? We're done. We're done. You can't catch a person in the freaking... Like, come on. He's trained, right? He's trained by someone in the FBI. Get that someone to go catch him. Holy shit, it's Jason Bourne. What? You know who it is. Go catch him. I'm going to have really small Nicaraguans just to wash it off. Just to wash it off. That's what I'm talking about. Good draw. So, yeah, in terms of movie, just take it as the entertainment value. I absolutely like the Red, Expendables. I don't know if I enjoy Rambo, but I guess that was enjoyable.
That was good.
Something like, the Marvel's movies, you watch it just because people are talking about it. Like, you want to be able to have that conversation too, so you watch it, right? But if you turn the story, everybody who watch it that's really fan of it probably already know the story because they read the comic, right? Somebody read the comic and they pulled the story out of the comic anyway, right? So it's really not the story. It's really entertainment value. Entertainment value. Oh, running out of gas on this one. You can do it. You can do it. Okay. All right, entertainment value for TV shows, for movies. I gotta tell you, this year I pretty much didn't watch any new movies. This year.
Yeah, there wasn't much even released, really.
Well, people have been telling me to watch Mulan. I was like, no way I'm watching that shit. I already
I
know
saw that one.
it's not gonna be entertaining because they screwed up.
Saw a preview for that yesterday on last night when I was in bed. I was like, I mean, it looks okay, but it's like, do I need to see it? No.
Well, as somebody that knows a lot of Chinese history, if you watch that, you will be very disappointed because they portray her as a superwoman when she was young. She was able to jump off building no problem when she was like 6 years old, right? And I agree. Like, if you're gonna make a kids movie and to inspire someone, make it so it makes sense. Like the Disney movie Mulan was totally fine. Inspire girls to do better. Blah, 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 But this one is more like, we're gonna do some sci-fi stuff. We're gonna make witch sacrifices, and we're gonna put weird people. Jet Li is doing the movie because his daughter asked him to. He hated that movie himself.
Oh, Jet Li's in it?
He's the bad guy, I think. But yeah,
I like
Jet Li wasn't gonna do that movie. His daughter plead to him and said, "I think it would be really cool if you are in that movie." And so he went to do it. Hey, Aaron. Ron.
I was gonna say A Ron. Ever since you said that, now I say A Ron.
I tell it, it's Sherry's fault. It's Sherry's fault. I always call her Aaron for a long time, and then she busted in with the A Ron. Now every time I see that name, I think A Ron. So yeah, that movie, not the best portrayal, and they knew they screwed up. The only reason they're doing this to try to break into the Asian market. They want to please China so that they can release more movies to China.
It's all about that dollar.
It's all about that dollar, but now they know like, oh, we screwed up, and now you can't air it anyway because China themselves hate it. So yeah, and, there's gotta be. So when the movies no longer have entertainment value, there's no entertainment value. That's when it's screwed up, right? The story could be the best story ever, but if it's not entertaining, I don't know. Something like, I don't know, Beautiful Mind or something like that. Was that the name of it? Or like Breaking the Code. What's that thing called? Like breaking that enigma code thingy. It's interesting, but it doesn't entertain. It's almost like telling you a story that you don't really care for. So a lot of people will watch that and fall asleep, right? People watch Forrest Gump, right? Forrest Gump is a good story.
Oh yeah.
You wouldn't have watched it if there was no entertainment value in there, where he was running around, he got his ass shot, he was bubblegum shrimp, all that funny part of it. If it's not in there, you wouldn't have watched it. It would be super boring.
Right. And that was in the time period where they had a lot of good movies still.
That time period was pretty good. A lot of Tom Hanks movies are good. I think there was a movie called like Big. It was kind of weird. I don't know if you watched that movie called Big.
Oh hell yeah, Big! Hell yeah, that was epic, man.
That was epic to you? A little kid became adult.
I loved that movie back in the day, man.
I loved it too when I used to watch, because that's the movie where you get to dance on pianos. Okay?
Yeah.
Like that floor piano and all the toy and stuff like that. It makes sense. Until you grow up, you realize that kid literally screwed a woman and become kid again.
Right.
That's pedophile. It should be illegal.
But I mean, what kids? That's every kid's dream, to grow up working in a toy store and test toys. You know what I mean?
Create toy, and he had to be the big guy. Yeah, he's the big guy of the toy, right? So
Right.
he gets to choose one. It's like, this is so boring. What's so fun about this? That was kind of cool. Hey, Bob, the cigar guy is in the house.
What's up, Bob? The professor himself.
By the way, I think Bob's still running that giveaway, right? Or not giveaway, raffle.
Yeah, for that the cornhole.
The
thing.
cornhole, yeah. The 2 cornholes are pretty cool. I don't play cornhole, but for those people who have backyard and throw parties, they're pretty good. You should try it. People who have backyard should try it. But yeah, that movie, I want, it makes everybody want to go out and try to find one of Zoltar thingy. to see if they're gonna like it. Gotta be big.
They got one at Disneyland.
The thing is that didn't that kid basically disappear for weeks, months, maybe months, because he got a few checks. So he had been working for months. So this family was okay for him to disappear for months.
I want to say it was like a year or so, because at the end, his mom was like, "Oh my God, you've been gone for so long."
Right? Like, they were okay. And there's no police looking for
Yeah, supposedly they were, but you never saw that.
And you can get a job without driver's license and social security number and get paid.
It's all right. We all bought into it.
And that kid didn't even have to file tax. So that, when you grow up, you start to like, wait a second, right? But when you're young, you watch that, it's like, that's a good movie. It's awesome,
What about the movie? What about the movie Toy?
Toy.
Richard Pryor.
I had to look it up. I had to see how it is. Those movies I watch when I'm really bad with English.
I want to say that was like early 80s for that one. Man, that was another good one.
Early 80s. I definitely didn't see it then. The Toy, 1982.
He was hired by this rich, by what's his name, Jackie Gleason, to entertain his son because his dad was rich and didn't have time to spend with his son. So hired Richard Pryor to just entertain him.
So unemployed journalist Jack Brown is attempting to make ends meet as night janitor in a ritzy department store on Louisiana millionaire U.S. Bates.
Yep.
Enter visit to father's store. Bates pampers son Eric. He's told that he can choose one item in toy department. He choose Jack.
Yeah.
All right.
They're like, you can't buy a human. It was funny. They were like, it doesn't matter. You can buy him. How much is it going to cost? And he was like, he threw out some weird number, and they were like, okay.
They make decent money, actually. That movie made a lot of money.
Hell, I had that on VHS, man.
Do you still have a VH machine that will work?
Oh, man. Oh, hell no. I don't even know where those are.
You can buy those machines nowadays for like $200. They
Shit.
cost more than a CD player or something. But, to be fair, those parts to build them was not being mass produced, and there's more parts in there than a CD player, okay, and a disc player. You just need a laser reader and a board. But for a tape player, you need multiple gears. You need
Yep.
it makes sense to customize. But then no one's gonna buy that too, so that had to make sense.
Well, you don't even have VHS tapes anymore, so unless you got some of the old school stuff.
Yeah, I remember watching like my cousin watching Titanic every day on VHS. Titanic every day. It's like, dude,
Yeah.
how many times can you watch Titanic?
Oh man, I had to watch that with my ex-girlfriend. It was the most miserable time of my life. I was like, I can't watch this shit. This is boring as hell.
Like, every time I watch that part, it says, Jack, I'll never let go. No, she let go quickly too.
Yeah.
Broke his finger and let go.
Yep. Just not a Leonardo DiCaprio fan, at least in that movie anyway.
Well, that one is what makes him famous, really.
I know.
That took off because of that. You know how many people got in trouble, tried to go on a cruise ship and tried to do the King of the World thing? So many people tried to copy and got in trouble. There are people that followed off because of that.
There was a movie he was in, I think it's called Django.
Yes, Django.
Man, that was a good movie.
Django
Good
was
movie.
with Fox,
Denzel
right?
Washington. Or yeah, Jamie Foxx, yeah.
I couldn't finish the movie. It was just too crazy for me. Like, I cannot understand what's going on, so I didn't finish that movie.
Yeah, that was a really good movie. And I would have never watched that on my own. I was just at one of the cigar lounges and they started watching it. We watched the whole damn movie. It was like, damn, that was good.
There's one movie that I need to watch is the Titanic every day with Ving Rhames. Titanic every day.
Yeah.
The one with Samuel L. Jackson with shit. What's his name? Shit. I can't remember his name off the top of my head right now. You know, I can just look at his Pulp Fiction. I think it's called.
What is it?
Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction.
Oh, Pulp Fiction. Yeah, I was not. I watched the beginning of that. Like, okay, this is not for me.
People say it's a good movie. I couldn't watch it because I didn't think that movie was serious about anything. So I just didn't watch it. But people keep telling me to watch that.
Yeah, it was way too crazy for me.
There's so many memes on it. You know, you can find a lot of memes about this. But like, you know, people tell me to watch it. I was like, I don't know. Like, you know, it's like it's not supposed to be an entertaining movie. You know, in a few years, all the entertaining movie that we thought was entertaining will be not okay to view. Like,
Did you ever watch E.T.?
I watched E.T. But that's like, I can't. Well, see, at that when E.T. was out, I was not born yet, I think. And right, so you know there was. I remember one day they just aired it in Taiwanese TV. Subtitle, couldn't read them at the time. I was very young, and I watched it. I didn't even know what's going on. I just know that E.T. needs to go home.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't even know why he rides the bike, but I did watch it.
Yeah, it was a good movie, man. I saw that in the movie theaters back in the day.
Nowadays, I think it's like no wonder E.T. needs to phone home. He couldn't. His fingers way too big to use the rotary phone.
That's what they used to say. Arsenio Hall. You remember Arsenio Hall had that talk show?
No.
So he used to have a talk show on in the 90s, and his fingers were so long that it just reminded me of E.T. Every time I seen his hands, I was like, Jesus, dude, your fingers are long as shit.
Yeah, like, you know, if you think like, it's like, oh yeah, no wonder E.T. is telling that E.T. needs to phone home. He's asking you to freaking dial the number for him because his fingers way too big. Can't turn that shit.
Oh, that was funny. Yeah, that was before we actually had touch tone.
Right?
Touch
so
button.
I remember that. I remember back in my time, the most popular thing where everybody will gather in front of the TV at a specific time. The neighbor will come too because there's not a lot of TV in the town. Is actually two things. One is MacGyver. MacGyver will get everybody to go sit in front of that TV and watch it.
Oh, I loved MacGyver too.
Okay, and number two is Knight Rider. Everybody will watch Knight Rider.
Oh yeah, Knight Rider. Yep.
So
MacGyver.
that was the two show where neighbor would show up in our house because we have a TV and just sit in a second floor. The whole floor will be filled just to watch that. And they are in English, so it's like, you know, gotta read that subtitle.
Yeah, MacGyver back in the day, man, he used to do all kinds of cool shit.
Did you like the MacGyver reboot? They redid it, MacGyver, the new MacGyver.
Yeah, I started to watch. I was excited to see it, and then
It was bad.
I started watching it, and I was like, okay, that's not the same.
It was bad.
Yeah. It only lasted, I
What's
think,
KITT?
one season.
Bob, what's KITT?
What's that?
Bob typed KITT.
Kit, the car.
Oh. What do we call the car? We just call the car a car. I didn't even know what car that is until I come to the U.S.
It was I think it was a Trans Am, wasn't it?
Something
Firebird.
like that. Because all we can remember is shoo 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 shoo.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
You know. I
his
remember
name
my
was Kit.
dad liked that car a lot, but he never owned that car. My dad owns a red two-door car. I don't even remember what car that is, but it's two-door car. And he always said, I wish I bought that car. I said, shut up.
Yeah, I had my uncle bought an 81 Camaro Z28. Man, that thing was cool as shit, man. And he still has it to this day. He gave it to my son because none of his kids wanted it. And I was like, nah, we got to keep that car because it's got too many memories, you know, with my cousin. He ended up dying of cancer. And I remember my cousin used to take us out driving in that car. We used to go see his girlfriend all the time at the she used to work at this little drive-in restaurant, and just the memories, T-tops. We'd have the T-tops off, man. Just as kids in the '80s, that was like hell yeah. And
So you still have that
we ended
car?
up-
Basically, just sits there.
I had it sitting over here. We were gonna fix it all up. Like, I mean, it was in great condition. Still runs. I was gonna drop a new motor in it and put a supercharger on it and all that shit, but not so you could see any of that stuff. So it was a
It
sleeper.
would look the same, yeah.
And my son went off in the Navy, so I put that off for a long time. Then my uncle called and said, "Hey, you still got that Camaro?" And I said, "Yeah." And he says, "Hey, well, my cousin's kid wanted it. If we weren't going to do anything with it, because he wanted to keep it as memory of his dad as well."
Mhm.
So I was like, "Yeah, give it to him, man. I've just got a couple $100 into it, like battery and some new tires and stuff like that. But other than that, I mean, it still ran perfect."
Well, that kind of car is best to keep, right? Keep it as long as you can. Rebuild it if you have to, you know, because they don't make car like that anymore.
Nope.
You know, every 50 years, the design goes backwards again. And then you start to like realize like those old cars really looks really good.
Right.
So
Well,
and
that's what they're
they
doing
start
now.
to cost an arm and a leg. You know, you've tried to get a 1980 like a Stingray.
Right. Yeah, I saw sitting in a driveway today. It was the remember the Dodge Stealth? Looked just like the Mitsubishi Eclipse 3000 GT, but it was the Stealth. And I was like, "Holy shit!" I mean, it looked great still. So I don't know if they've redone it or what, but it looked good still.
You kind of
That
have
was
to. You
amazing.
kind of have to like I don't know. You can like throw a new paint here. That kind of car would not survive in Massachusetts. Snow and salt will kill that thing in no time.
Right.
Like you know, you'll be surprised to find cars that's like 20 years old. You know, if it's 20 years old, if you just go under the car, everything's eat through by rust.
Right. That's how it is out here too.
You know, you can keep those kind of car in a closed garage with the weather of like California. It never rains, right? It never rains, then you can drive those. Never snow, never rains. Yeah, you can do it. But then you got to deal with earthquake.
Yeah, California, Phoenix, or Arizona. That's where you want to find those types of cars.
You know, I wish. No,
Any
that's the.
kind of-
All right, bye, Bob.
See you, Bob.
You know, sometimes I do want to move to the south, but my wife loves 4 seasons. She loves to see snow, so she doesn't want to move. I mean, moving, in a way, is it wouldn't be too hard for me, because I can work anywhere, right? But for my wife, she had to go to a place that actually have a financial industry. Then it's not that easy. I don't know. When I retire, maybe I'll just go somewhere else. But then again, like, when do I retire?
Right.
My retired life will be the same, literally, every day. You know, I'm still doing the same thing every day, doing it. You know, watch the same TV shows. You know, wake up in the morning. Matia might have a new video click.
I'll tell you what, it feels like I've been retired as well. Just, working from home. It's been weird. This year's been weird.
Like, honestly, I think a lot of people after they retire, they still want to do something because life gets so boring. Right? Unless you're one of those people that's like, you know what, when I retire, I'm going to travel the world.
Right.
Then, yeah, you can't work. I mean, you got to travel. But then again, how many times can you travel the world? It doesn't take that much to travel the world. There's some countries
like
you just
now,
can't go.
You can't travel.
No, I'm saying, like, if COVID-19 never existed, then yeah, you can travel. But there's so many places that you can't go, right? You'll go from here, U.S., Canada, Mexico, the Caribbean, right? And Hawaii, Japan. And, if you keep going that side, you go to China, you go to Hong Kong, maybe Korea, Taiwan. I don't think you're gonna want to go to Vietnam, but if you can go to Vietnam, you go to Vietnam, which is totally fine. Mongolia, which is train from China. You're not gonna go to North Korea, trust me. There's nothing there. Russia, maybe you can go to Russia where it's not too cold. And then you gotta skip the entire Middle Eastern part. Right? That's the part that you do not want to go. If you love to go to that place, go join the army.
Right.
You'll be
Right.
there all the time, right? You go skip the whole Middle East area, and then you go to Spain, France, you know, the whole UK area, which they are pretty much connected. You can go one to one to one to one. You don't have to fly. You literally just train. You can go through the entire area, and then you're back to US again. World is actually pretty small if you think about it.
Speaking of travel, I got to go to California on Sunday
What for?
for work.
Wait, you go to work on Sunday?
Well, I know I was telling Josh, one of our members that lives out here with us, or by me, he's like, always, you know, we always smoke usually on a Sunday or whatnot. And he's like, he called me yesterday, what are you doing? And I said, oh, actually traveling on Sunday. And I told him I never travel on Sundays, you know, and last 2 trips I've traveled on Sunday. The only reason why is I got to be at the shop on Monday. I got to talk to a guy, maybe let him go on Monday.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Tough talk.
What's that?
It's got to be a tough talk.
Yep.
Yeah, when you let
11
somebody go
o'clock.
on, you know, the very next day that you arrive is one. You know, it sucks to do that kind of stuff, to talk to someone, to let someone go. But at the same time, business is business. And, you know,
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, I mean, we can all be friends, but at the same time, we got job to do.
it's a performance issue though.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Well, yeah, he's kind of taken advantage of this whole COVID thing, and it's not really related to COVID. He dislocated his shoulder in his sleep in April. He's been out on. He filed for disability, which he got disability. The state of California is such a fucking nightmare. So he's been out since May. And he sent me another doctor's notes for saying that he's out until the end of December. Well, I can't hold his job.
is
You
he
know,
on
we got-
FMA? If he's on FMA, you can't fire him. You can't let him go.
He's not on FMLA or ADA. He filed for not workman's comp. What did I just say?
Short-term disability.
Workman's. Yeah, disability. So, you know, with that being said, you know, we don't have a time. Even with FMLA, you have a time limit. You
6
know,
months.
before that runs out. He's been gone since May. You know, and he doesn't answer his phone. He doesn't check in. He doesn't. You know, not that I'm saying you need to check in, but
Kind of give an update what's going on, right?
yeah, give us a status. Give us a day when you think you might be able to return. He's just like, when I talked to him the other day on the phone, he was just like, well, you got my doctor's note. I'm out till the end of the year. And I'm like, yeah, I get that, but I want to talk, you know, see what the plan is, what your plan is, if you have a plan to come back. Because I'm not just going to sit around and wait, you know, for a guy to finally just say, oh, you know, hey, I'm still out for another 3 or 4 months later. We have a fleet of trucks and trailers we got to keep running, so they don't stop.
But those are tough. Some people are just taking advantage of it. But hey, you know, the good news is the vaccine, I heard, is coming out soon. You know, so far from what I heard, vaccines gotta hurt like hell. You need 2 doses. 2 doses. So 90% of the people who got that have was able to come out with the enzyme in the body to fight coronavirus after 2 shots. So
I heard there was one coming out by Pfizer that was like an oral thing instead of getting a shot.
It's shot right now. I think the one that's test 90% is the shot. So you get the first shot, and you gotta feel tired as hell. The area where you got the shot is gotta hurt like bitch.
Fuck yeah.
And then a couple weeks later, you gotta get a second shot. And the second shot still gotta hurt like a bitch. Still gotta be tired, but then you'll have ability to fight that. Which
It's gonna hurt. They're putting all those microchips in you.
Hey, if they gotta have those like nano robots that's gonna keep you disease free, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
When you start talking like a robot, we know you got the shot.
Yeah, when I say Burkhardt tastes good, you know I got the shot. So yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to that. Even if not the whole population getting that shot, the people who got shot will be able to at least roam free, right? So, the disease itself will, the virus itself will die out if there's nobody to spread it, right? So even if half the population has the shot, and the other half doesn't, eventually it goes away. I think it really would, and then things will go back to normal, hopefully. I mean, we have a lot of people that resist to it, but just think about all the mandatory vaccine that we have. When it first started being mandatory, people were bitching about it too. And now we just get it because why not? I mean, something
TB
like,
shot.
yeah, TB, measles, what else? We have multiple. I don't think anybody that really get tetanus shot anymore.
Yeah, they still give that.
I haven't got that shot forever.
I got one for something. I can't remember what the hell it was. And they were like, "Oh, when was the last time you had it?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Years ago." They're like, "Okay, it's time for a new one." I'm like, "Fuck."
They have to come up with a way to prove that you got the shot before you can roam free. No, I think you don't have to prove anything. You don't have to prove anything. If you don't have it, you don't have it. You can't get it, then whatever. Right?
Well, I think it'll be kind of like that star you have to have on your license now. You know, they might have something like that.
No, but why bother with that? If anybody's worried to get it, they will just go get the shot. There's no need to prove it, right? If I got measles shot, I don't care if somebody got measles right next to me.
Well, it's like me and you, like we travel for work, you know, so in order for us to travel, we'll have to have something like that on our license,
But
showing
still,
that we've had the shot.
But that's the thing, though. If the people, I say, I'm gonna go to Japan, right? People in Japan got the shot. They don't care. They don't care if you have it and travel to their country. You can't spread it.
Right.
So there's no need to prove it. It's a shot that you go get if you are worried about it, right? If you're not worried, you gotta be an anti-vaxxer. You're okay with carrying it, so be it. But the country wouldn't have to worry about it anymore, because people who go on it will have the shot if they worry to get infected, right? Because the main worry is spread. The main worry is everybody is afraid to get spread, right?
Right.
So if they're not afraid of it, there's no, like, for example, if you're afraid to get flu, you don't ask me if I got a flu shot.
Right.
If you care, you go get the flu shot. I can get sick, but you wouldn't care, right?
Yep. I don't get the flu shot, so I quit doing that. Every time I got it, man, I got sick as shit. Every time.
Well, that's because your body react to it, right? Obviously, it's still a virus that your body is trying to kill. You still have that immune response to tell you that, hey, there's some virus, I'm going to kill it, just in case, we're going to have all the symptoms so you don't die. Right? But still, I mean, after that, you got enzyme to fight it, and you're okay. Right? Well, antibody, they should call it antibody. You know, you got antibody to fight it, then you're good. Right? James, if you care that someone's gonna give you the damn flu, you would have gotten the flu shot. You wouldn't. Then after that, you wouldn't care. You would be like a boss, right? If you knew you're bulletproof, you wouldn't care if somebody was carrying a gun.
Is that James Irvin?
Yeah. Right. So I don't think there's need to prove. If you care, you will go get the shot. If you don't care, then you're fine. You're fine, right? So, and people who roam around carefree, no mask, nothing, it's because they got the shot or they already have it, right? They don't care if they catch it. There's nothing to catch.
I got to get off here in a second. I got to go get my hair cut.
Oh, I'm almost done here too. Finish this cigar and I'm gonna go cook dinner. And I'm gonna rest for the rest of the day. No more chores. Tomorrow I do have chores. Tomorrow the spark plug is here. I had to go change the spark plug. on the snowblower.
Oh wow, that's gonna take a whole 3 minutes.
It takes 2 hours for me to get my ass out.
You can do that in your pajamas, man.
James says, I don't think you understand. Only 50% will get the shot. Here, if I'm one of those 50%, I don't care. I don't care how many people get the shot. I just know I am fine. Right? There's no need to fight it because I wouldn't be one that worry about it. Anybody who worry about it will go get a shot. People, and then people who couldn't get it yet will keep themselves quarantined until they can get the shot. It's that simple. Right? So if they want to spread to 50% of the population, so long as the people that cared get it, they're fine. And people who doesn't want to get it, either they will die for their choices, or they will actually be immune to it naturally. Even the dog agree. The dog's like, I'm gonna get that shot too. Watch me. So I don't care how many percent. It could be 10%. Well, that 10% is guaranteed to survive. So you're not responsible for other people's life. The government is, but the government also cannot force you to get the shot. So it doesn't matter. The government cannot tell you what to do. So it doesn't matter. You say the government is responsible. The government is responsible to release that vaccine, and that's it. That's all they're responsible for, right? But if you tell the government that I had to go prove that this person had the shot, you go into much more random details, such as would that country accept your proof as a proof that you're okay, right? If you be one country that says I need proof that you got the shot and then you have the antibody, bringing me a piece of paper isn't gonna do shit, right? Anybody can produce a piece of paper if they want to be anti-vaxxer. They just produce a piece of paper. I got the shot. That doesn't prove that they got the shot, right? And just because you got the shot doesn't mean you have the antibodies. 90%. So there's got to be 10% that's still shit. The government will enforce their mask rule unless you can prove that you had the shot. Here's the thing. Even right now, to enforce a mask rule is unconstitutional.
Yep.
So you can't. It's saying government could, but you really can't. Government can only enforce things like mandatory curfew. You can enforce that, sure. It's part of your city, right? You can enforce a restaurant not to serve without mask. You can do that. But you cannot tell me what I had to put on myself. You cannot say, Tony, you must walk out the door with a hat on. Right? So there's no way to prove it. And they can't enforce it either. They can't say, Tony, you must have a mask on every time you walk out. Oh, good luck. Good luck, right? So when you got a mandatory that, no one can really prove it. I can travel to any other country. No one can prove it. Only thing the government can do is make sure that there is vaccine and treatment in their country. If somebody was to get it. That's all they can do. That's all they can do, right? So they can mandate mask, but they cannot really mandate mask because as soon as I walk into a restaurant, that mandates shit. You must wear a mask. Well, I'm gonna eat. Well, mandate is no good, right? You can mandate me to have a mask, but when I go to a Starbucks, when I come out, I'm gonna drink my Starbucks. Mask comes off. Drink Starbucks. You cannot mandate that. So, unfortunately, it's just talk of dreams. It doesn't work that way. I mean, I don't care what any country's leader can mandate that. It doesn't really do anything. As soon as you enter your house, you're taking it off anyway, right? If you go to your daughter, your kid's house, they're not gonna say, "Hey, Dad, put your mask on." You'll smack them silly. Actually, they shouldn't have to enforce anything. You should have had the decency to protect your fellow man from what you might be carrying. Well, my decency is go get the vaccine, and that's my decency. But if you ask me to prove to someone, now that's a different story, right? That's like, my name is Long Wang, and I go out there, the government says, since your name is Long Wang, prove that you have a Long Wang. I'm not taking off my pants, sorry. Right?
Well, if that's the case, I mean, shit. People should be wearing a mask all the time. Then depends on you don't know what they're carrying.
Yeah,
Nobody
because
knows
they
what
can
they're
have
carrying.
anything. They
Right.
can have strep throat, measles, smallpox, Ebola, all kind of shit, right? They can have common cold, and common cold can kill people. Don't tell me common cold is no big deal. Common cold kills people every year. Common cold kills people every year. Flu kills people every year.
Right.
Pretty much every disease kills people every year. Cancer, all that stuff. What are you gonna do? Yeah, you can't spray cancer. Like, I don't even think there's a thing that you had to carry around proof that you don't have AIDS. Can you imagine how to go out there and tell people I don't have AIDS?
Right.
You know.
All right, I gotta get off. The wind is starting to come in, and I gotta go get my haircut.
All right, cool. Talk to you later.
See ya. Hey, and that stuff that I sent you, the pictures, that was just a test.
Okay.
So.
I will talk about that once I have good thought on it. I just saw it, but I haven't got a chance to really think about it.
Right. No big deal.
Cool.
See ya.
I'll talk to you later. Okay. So, yeah. I mean, for James, that's not excuse. I'm just saying that there's so many things that will kill people. They don't require a proof. And you can't be proving everything. I mean, when does it end then? That everybody's guaranteed. If you had to prove, then, there are some people that wear masks just for the sake of wearing masks. There's famous people wear masks because they don't want to be seen and all that stuff. I just gotta assume that they're sick, or assume that they don't have the vaccine shots or something. Like, the thing about America is to be able to roam free without being harassed, right? And having to be forced to do something is very different than courtesy. I mean, if you want to really care about courtesy, don't go out. Don't go out. That's the best courtesy. That's the only way to guarantee that you do not spread to anybody. The only way to guarantee that you don't spread this is if you don't go out. Because you can spread it by touching things, my nose itch all the time, so I touch my nose, touch the table, that's it. If I have it, everybody have it. Right? The only way for you to say that decent courtesy to protect everybody else is don't go out. If you don't go out, don't touch anybody, don't talk to anybody, don't see anybody. That's the only sure way to not get it, right? It's the same thing. If you don't want to spread AIDS, don't ever have sex, right? Same idea. Right? I think that people should do something about it. People should have some sort of courtesy to a certain level, but not go crazy where now you become someone that has to explain to everybody, I'm fine, I got a job, blah blah blah, right? I think the world have to come to a point where we can become normal again, right? Where we can go out without mask and just enjoy our day, right? Be able to kiss your wife in a park. Right? You can't really kiss with the mask on, right? So to be able to get to that point, we need to have the mindset that once there is a way to resolve this, vaccines, treatments, even medication, at that point, you shouldn't say, all of you still need to do that. All of you need to do that so that I feel safer. No, if you want to feel safer, you go get the shot. Right? You go make sure that you'll be okay. Only person that can be responsible for yourself is yourself. Right? If you're afraid to get sick, don't go out. Right? I'm not saying that that's the only sure way, but I'm saying that if we gotta be normal, we have to understand that everybody's responsible for themselves. Does that make sense? Like you're the only person that you can control is yourself, right? So you're responsible for your own action. If you don't want to get burned, don't jump into fire. Right? So you're responsible for yourself. Thus, the only person that's responsible for your own protection is you. It's you. Right? And common courtesy is one thing, but you cannot expect everybody to have that courtesy. So you can only protect yourself, right? To make sure that you're okay. So your way of doing it should be make sure that you are safe, you are you got the shot, so you can't spread to anybody else. And that was it. That's all you need to do. And you can't say, oh, you need to prove yourself to me. No, because if I worry, I go get the shot. I go get the vaccine. And that's all you can expect, right? All you can expect. But that's the thing. I should have had to prove it, though. The mask rule, like I say, mask rule and distance rule are not constitutional. Those are not enforceable. If you worry about it, you keep 6 feet away from anybody that you're talking to. You have a mask on, right? And that's within your control. That's within your control. You can control other people. The rule that you're talking about is not legal in pretty much any country. It's not legal. You cannot enforce that, right? That's like me saying, James, from now on, you can only wear spandex to go outside. No, it's not legal. You can't tell you what you do. Right? If you're sick, wear a mask, sure. Right? If you're sick, wear a mask, sure. Again, that's you. Right? You can only be responsible for your own actions. You cannot expect other people to prove it to you. So does that mean that if all those people had vaccine, you went to a place where all the people had vaccine has already been vaccinated, don't have mask on, you gotta go in there and tell them all to prove that they have vaccine? Or do you have that choice of not going there? You have that choice of not going there. Right? Your choice should be, because I don't feel safe there, I'm not gonna go in there. That's your that's the choice that you can make and that you can expect to work. Is that I don't know if everybody in there are safe, so I'm not gonna go in there. Right? You're not gonna go in there. So everybody here should be proving. Right? I'm gonna go in there. Everybody who talked to me is like, show me your paper. Before you talk to me, 6 feet away, show me your paper. Your mask alone is not enough. You gotta be 6 feet away too. Show me your paper before you get three more feet forward. You can't expect that. You can't expect that. That doesn't work that way. That's just gotta be more divisive towards everything. Right? You can control that where you go. Right? You can control that you're gonna be 6 feet away from anybody that you don't feel safe with. If you go to a football game and everybody shows their ticket, you cannot go through the gate and say, oh, I bought a ticket last week. Well, that's different. That's different. They bought a ticket. That's proof of purchase. Right? That's different because you require a ticket to go somewhere. But you're telling them that pretty much everybody who talks to you and in public for any reason should be proven to you. Right? For them to be able to prove it, that means everybody that you want to talk to needs to prove it to you. That's what you're saying. Right? Now the restaurant could demand someone to show or whatever. But even that doesn't matter because if you go in the restaurant, your mask is off. You gotta tell them to prove it too? Does that make sense? If you go to a restaurant, your mask is off. Right? Your mask is off. But then again, I can choose not to go to the game. If I know I can't, you know, they require a ticket and I can't go in there without a ticket, I can choose not to go to that game. But you cannot tell me I cannot go to the public without the proof. Right? You're telling me that you carry some sort of proof every day because everybody's gonna ask, hey, did you get a shot? No. You're not gonna do that. I mean, that's more of an inconvenient than anything. That's inconvenient for everyone. I don't even think anybody was gonna do that. I can imagine if I go talk to 10 people and say, hey, all of you guys show me vaccine. They will tell me I'm stupid and crazy and walk away, probably. But that's not, like, you know, when everybody have to prove themselves they're okay, then, James, how will you feel if I go to you every time I talk to you and says, prove that you don't have flu or a whole list of disease? That's very common. You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't do that. Because, you know, one disease is technically not any different than the other. And if anything, that's really spreadable. Common colds are very spreadable. You can get common cold without going to anybody. Right? You can get common cold just sitting at home. You won't be able to go to public without following any of the COVID rules. That's the thing. You just said it. It's public. It's public. Right? You're talking about public where everybody has a right to be there. Without your agreement. Without your rule. The thing is called public is that even I'm not doing anything in the public, you don't have rights to do anything. So James, just because you get a card, it does not prove that you actually had the shot. I hate to tell you this, but that's the thing. Just because you got some sort of documentation, it does not actually prove that you actually had the shot. Right? Come on. In the US, we have fake green cards, we got fake driver's license. You think that somebody that doesn't want to get a shot cannot get a fake vaccination card? Come on. Come on. You cannot enforce it. There's no way. You can get a false sense of security. Yeah, everybody will just go get that card. Does that make you feel safer? Let's just let as many people to die as will die and go on with life. Well, that's the thing. Again, what I'm saying is that if you are afraid of getting it and die, you will have gone get the shot. You wouldn't have to care about anybody but yourself at that point, because only person you protect is you. And once you get the shot, you know you're not gonna spread to anybody. You can't spread to anybody, and nobody can spread to you, because people around who cared will get that shot. Right? So your talk is extreme, because that particular solution is not proving anything. Anybody can buy a fake card that will just do that. Right? Any anti-vaxxers can do that. And that doesn't tell you anything. It just tells you that you have a false sense of security. Only thing that you can do to protect yourself and everybody else that can protect them is to get the shot. Right? Everybody can protect themselves and make sure that they're problem free by getting the shot. They don't need anybody else getting the shot. Anybody else can get it, that wouldn't be your problem. It would be their problem. Their choice of not getting the shot and being in the public put themselves at risk. That's them, not you. Yeah, you have a semi-lockdown right now in Germany, but you think that one card that proves that you got the vaccination is gonna resolve it all. Everybody's gonna get different kind of disease. You gotta prove every single one of the disease that you got in life, because everything is spreadable. Or majority of every disease, virus are spreadable. So, yeah, right now, currently, yeah, because there's no vaccine. There's no vaccination. So, yeah, you cannot protect yourself. So the only way to do that is to forcing everybody to protect you by wearing a mask. Yes. And that is the case. Right now, because there's no current guaranteed treatment, there is no vaccine available. That's why the government is forcing everybody else to protect you or me or anybody else, right? But once there's a solution to protect yourself, the government should be saying, that's your choice now. Now it's available. Are you gonna go protect yourself or not? Right? That's like saying that, because guns can kill, gotta prove that you don't have a gun when you walk around. I do not agree with that. The rule will not change unless everybody gets the vaccine. The rule will be, now there's a vaccine, you can go get it if you want to protect yourself. That's the thing. When everybody's wearing masks, they're not protecting themselves. They're protecting others, right? That's fine because there's no way of preventing it. So everybody is responsible to prevent others from getting it. But once there is a solution to protect yourself, now you're responsible to get yourself vaccinated. And that's you. That's what you can do because others cannot force you to go do it. That should happen, but just hide and watch. I'm not gonna hide and watch. Like if I get it, I get it. Okay, that's me not being able to protect myself well enough. Because I choose to protect myself. What does that mean? I go out there, I clean myself very often. Every time I see a hand sanitizer, I will use it. My hands gotta be super dry, cracked, and everything, but I will use it because that's protecting me, not protecting everybody else. Protecting me, right? I wear a mask to protect everybody else. But I worry about more of protecting me. So I will do whatever it takes to protect me. Right? That's sending everybody, that should be the same for everybody else. They should protect them. Right? They should protect them. So, it's hard to kind of get that point across is that you are responsible for your own safety. Not everybody else. Not everybody else, right? So if there is a solution that you can protect yourself, you do that. And the people who doesn't, well, they kind of deserve for the consequences, right? The consequences of their decisions. Right now, there's no decision. There's no choice. So everybody's wearing that mask. I don't know. I think you'll be very surprised. You'll be very surprised. Right now, all the countries that protect it well are country with free choices. You can wear a mask, we can don't wear a mask. Because if you get it, you deal with it. And what does that mean? That means if you get it, you report it, you quarantine. If you die, well, you were not careful. Alright? Nobody in Taiwan or China blame others for themselves getting it. They blame themselves for getting it because they didn't do enough protection. Because the only thing that you can protect yourself is you. No one else can say that you cannot leave your house, right? But once you get it, you're locked in your house, right? Once you get it, you're locked in your house. All right? If you go to any other country, you're quarantined for 14 days, but that doesn't guarantee you be safe. But if you go to Taiwan, not everybody wear a mask. You go to Japan, not everyone wear a mask. Japan is it's already a very cautious country where everybody, even have a cold, wears a mask, right? But they're not mandated to wear a mask. They're not mandated to prove it, right? There are people that cough in the public without mask, but that's with the notion that if you're afraid of someone coughing, don't be near. You're afraid of getting sick, protect yourself. Right? So I wouldn't expect when vaccine comes out, I'm gonna get my shot. And when I get my shot, I might still wear a mask for a while. But it doesn't mean I'll expect everybody to wear a mask. Because I know I'll be fine. I know I'll be fine because I got the shot. I know I'll be fine. Right? Even if I got it, I'll have minor symptoms, I'll be fine. I'm not going to expect everybody to prove it to me because I know I'll be fine. There's no need to prove it. There's no need, right? Like I said, if you know you're bulletproof, you wouldn't need anybody to prove that they don't have a gun on them. So, that's just a personal opinion. And that doesn't mean that will happen. It depends on the government, right? So, it's really scary how little we care about our fellow man when it gets inconvenient for us. No. That's not how it means. It means that they are responsible for themselves. I'm responsible for me, right? If I'm responsible for me, I did my part Why do I have to go prove it? You're saying that they have to have an ID to prove it, right? You're not saying that, even afterward you should, if you're sick, you should wear a mask. You're saying that they mandate you, right? If you don't wear it, they need to prove it. That's not caring for others. That's not even inconvenience. Now you become like a whole issue, right? You're not gonna go out in public asking anybody if they have any sort of disease or anything. Right? That is not the result of my logic. I'm saying that you're responsible for yourself. Couldn't you be responsible for yourself? Is that wrong? Is that too much to expect for anybody to be responsible for themselves, knowing that there is a vaccine, you go get it? Right? They shouldn't have had to mandate it. Yeah, they shouldn't. They couldn't. They shouldn't and they couldn't. Right? But the mandate should be, if you worry you catching it, you go get a vaccine. If you're worried that you will get it, you go get a vaccine. And that could possibly be the mandate. I think that would be the mandate. But something like you're expecting everybody else to protect you, everybody around you should get the vaccine and you shouldn't. You don't have to because everybody else is. Then that's an unrealistic expectation. Right? That's an unrealistic expectation, is that everybody around you should get it with proof, but you don't. But if you did it, you wouldn't have to worry about that. You see what I'm saying? The whole argument of worrying about other people protecting others wouldn't even be a worry if you got the vaccine. Because you can't spread it. You can't catch it. Then why is everybody else had to prove it to you? Why is everybody had to prove it to you with the paperwork or whatever, or mandate mask, if you knew you did your part? And everybody who's concerned of getting it has done their part too. And their part is to get a vaccine. Now, if they want to catch it, that's up to them. Right? But they wouldn't be able to spread it if those people who care about themselves have got it. Right? Simple shot. Twice. That's it. You know what I'm saying, James? That whole concern of everybody should be concerned for everyone else wouldn't even exist if you got the vaccine. If they got the vaccine, you got the vaccine, what's there to concern of? Why are you still wearing a mask? You can't spread it. They can't spread it to you. They can't spread it to others who got the vaccine. What was the concern? Where is the problem? If they already got prevention, where is the problem? Like, you're not saying where the problem is. The problem is to concern for others that what if it spread. But you wouldn't have spread if everybody done their part to go get a vaccination shot. And people who refuse to, which they have right to refuse to, will catch it and probably die. Or survive. There's only 3% chances of dying. So, you literally need, 100 people to get it for that 3 people to die. Like I say, very few people actually get the vaccine. Sure, but again, those people who worry about it will. Right? Those people who worry about it will go get the vaccine. So where is the problem? If there is prevention there for you to get it, why do you still need people to prove it? Why do you need still people to do certain prevention if those people who are of concern have already obtained the solution? The solution is there. You just had to go get it. So there shouldn't be any more concern. There shouldn't be any proof. You don't have to prove that shit. Because everybody around is fine. Do you know what I'm saying? One person with the COVID-19 in a group of 10, where 9 people already got their vaccinations, will not do anything. 0. that one person might feel really sick, and he might be lucky to be one of that 0.3% and die. But the 9 people don't need his concern, or don't need your concern, or don't need him to prove it, because they are fine. They have done their prevention. There's no need for that. Now, if only 50% of people out of 10 got the vaccination, that 5 people wouldn't have any concern. They don't need people to prove it to them. The other 5, that's their choice not to get it, and they decided that they want to take the chances. Right? That's a choice, right? I've decided I will take the chances. If I get sick, I get sick. So you wouldn't have to worry about that. You wouldn't have to, because it's not your job to protect everybody else. When there's a solution, it's up to them to get that solution. And if you live in a country that really care about it, they will force everybody to go get that vaccine. Yeah, sure. It'll be part of your regular medical routine too. Just like flu vaccination, it's up to you to choose whether or not to take that. But you cannot go around to say, hey, you got a flu. Prove it to me that you got a flu shot. No, you can't. Right? You cannot tell them that, hey, you need to wear a mask because you have flu. You can't. You can't. And does flu kill people? Yeah. Unfortunately, the government has to continue to protect the idiots that are too stupid to get vaccinated. Well, no. Because if the vaccine is there and they choose not to get it, the government cannot force them to get it. We got anti-vaxxers, and they get sick. Does anybody care if they get sick? No, because their kids are vaccinated. Right? If someone got measles, smallpox in a school, my kid got smallpox vaccine, I wouldn't even care if that kid got it. That's not my problem. My kid will be fine. Everybody else will be fine because they all got vaccinated. The general population that cares, including you, will go get that vaccine, and then the world is not your problem. Right? That's a choice to make. If somebody chooses not to, that's up to them. And you gotta know that after that, the chance of spreading is gonna be less and less and less every year because there's no place to spread it to. There's no place to spread it. So what the damn rule are you talking about? There's no place to spread it to. The only people that can get it is the people who choose not to get vaccine. And they already made the decision that they're okay to take it, to get it, to get COVID-19. Because they choose not to get the vaccine. Right? So they're okay with it. And the only thing that's gonna kill them, some people prefer to get a natural way and have the body fight it off natural way. But the only important thing is that it can't spread to you. You cannot spread to anybody that you care when you ask them to get a vaccine. 60% of Americans poll that they will not get a vaccine. Come on. Now we're talking about polls. Dude, you're gonna know when it comes to polls. Number one, not everybody's honest about their polls. Number two, the poll is based on a specific general amount of people. Which means what? How many people is in that poll? 100? 200? 1,000? 1 million? Is that 66% of 1 million or 66% of 100? It doesn't matter because within that 66%, they chose to prevent themselves to do it by that way, right? The 34% will be fine. You don't have to worry about spreading to anybody. You don't have to worry about catching it. You don't need anybody to prove it to you. And those people who choose not to get vaccine, ask me to prove it to them, I will tell them to get the freak away from me. Because if you think I'm going to have it, you should stay away. Because I done my part. I went to get vaccine. I don't have to prove it to you. Not even 1/3 of the population gets flu shot. And that's a choice. That's a choice. Right? That is a choice. You don't go out there and ask people to prove that they got flu shot. They can still spread flu to you. You don't force them to wear a mask. Right? Not to mention the flu shot is only what? 40 something percent? Or maybe 25% good? But we're talking about actual particular disease, right? So it gets you. Your point is that everybody should still follow whatever the government tells you to do because that's how the government is to save other people. But you gotta know that the government is putting those things in effect because there was no other way around it. There was no treatment. There was no medication. There's no vaccine. But once there's medication and vaccine, you're on your own. Same thing with all the disease that's today. Right? Flu doesn't kill you, but flu can kill you. You know how many people die from flu a year? Flu doesn't kill you, but it does kill others. So are you gonna be every time you got a flu, you gotta wear a mask too? I bet you never wear a mask until now, until the COVID-19 issue. Right? Back in the day when flu was killing everybody, yeah, there were prevention too. The government is worried about that too. Right? The government stepped in because there was no treatment. Now there is. There is. You can eat stuff to kind of keep down the thing and then you'll be fine. Very few. Well, so is COVID-19. Spreads pretty fast, but 3%. 3%. The same thing as flu, I think it was about 3%. So, you're talking about the same thing. Right now, there's no data to prove that it was way, way more deadly than that. Right? Only thing that makes it scary is that somebody's reporting how many people die every day. Right? If you were to get a statistic of how many people die from flu every day, you'll be just as paranoid. You'll be just as paranoid. So I don't know. That's just how you see it. How you see it, right? I think if there is a solution already, then you're up to your own. And that's with any disease. The government will not step in once there's a solution. Right? And then you're up to your own. You know, the government's already make sure that the drugs are approved, vaccines are approved. You're on your own. You're on your own. I'm not worried about getting killed by COVID. I'm mostly worried about making my already bad health problem 10 times worse. Then you will just go get the vaccine. You'll be fine. No, you will just go get the vaccine and you'll be fine. You won't have to worry about that. Right? Right? If you worry that all those things can kill you or make things worse for you, then you will just go get a vaccine. You don't have to worry about it. People who worry about that will go get a vaccine. People who worry about that and choose not to get the vaccine is like the same thing as if you decide to jump in a fire. You're afraid of getting burned, but you jumped in there anyway. Because you knew what the result was if you don't get it. Right? Only you can make that choice. No one's gonna stop you. Right? No one is out there stopping you to get that vaccine. You choose to get that vaccine. Once you get that vaccine, you're fine. Then you shouldn't have to worry about the whole topic anymore. The whole topic wouldn't be a problem. Because you've done your part. And you can only make sure that you do your part. Right? Prevent yourself from getting it. It wouldn't be anybody else's problem. Why? Like okay, so what you're talking about is literally the same as anti-vaxxers saying that, you know, my kids shouldn't have to take those things. Everybody should have prevent that disease on their own. And then they should prevent that my kid from getting it. Now, my kid is your problem, though? No. I make sure that my kids will go get vaccinated. They won't have to worry about it. Right? You're saying it's the same thing as anti-vaxxers saying that everybody should prevent me from getting it rather than me getting myself safe. What I'm saying that you should be responsible for yourself and make sure that you get vaccinated, and this whole topic wouldn't even be a topic. Anyways, 5:55, I should go cook for my wife. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow night, 9 p.m.